the Erasure Information Service for Vincent Andy. And it's been a tricky couple of years for Erasure. And when we came up with the idea of doing these shows, we decided that they needed to be three things. They needed to be intimate, which is what we've done here. They needed to be informal, because it's not just pressure for the band that way. And they needed to be fun, because we just want to have fun. We promised you music and conversation and nonsense. We've got all of those for you tonight. But the first thing that we're going to do is to do some conversation. So rather than me talking, I'm going to bring on a couple of gentlemen you may know, and I'm going to talk to them. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince Clarke and Andy Bell, Erasure. I have had the pleasure of interviewing Erasure before, which is a pleasure. But when you're looking back on 40 years of history, sometimes it's difficult to get the facts quite straight, and sometimes it's difficult to recognise the stories and the things that I'm asking about at all. So what we've done for these shows is each night there's been a different set of little tiny clips of videos from 40 years of Erasure's history, in an attempt to jog the memory of Vincent Andy. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. So that's what we're going to do now. Some of the clips are a bit dodgy, not in a bad way, in a quality way, because basically they're stolen from the internet.
You've seen those backing tracks in those films.
How do you feel being a K-Can girl? It's not really got ambition in yours, is it?
I think I'm a frustrated drag artist.
Go on, is there more?
No.
So I believe that that is Erasure's first ever TV interview in 1985. It was on Good Morning Britain, and I've heard talk over the years that Andy is very, very shy. And I've heard Vince talking about how when they first met, Andy was almost so shy he couldn't talk. And I hadn't really seen that until I saw that clip. So it's like I wanted to talk about two things here. First of all, is the start of Erasure and the start of that journey. But let's start. How shy were you, Andy?
I would say very, very shy, up to the point of going to the Gay London Youth Group in Holloway Road, near where I lived. And I was so shy, they thought I was really stuck up and I wasn't talking to them because I didn't know what to say. And so they put a bucket of water on top of the door when I came in. I opened the door and got covered in the bucket of water. These are supposed to be your allies, these people. So one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to be famous in the first place was so I didn't have to go up to other people and say hello, so they would come to me and say hello instead. So, but when we're in the studio with Vince and doing Wonderland, probably took 6 months for me to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was because I was very familiar with the friends with the producer and also the engineer, so we knew each other's mates, and we just spent the first 6 months just trying to make Andy feel at ease. And there was no problem with the singing; that was fine. But we were just laughing and joking and doing all sorts of pranks just to make him feel better. And but it did take a long time. I mean, when we used to perform, he wouldn't move. He was as still as the microphone stand, pretty much. So things have moved on.
When we were doing When we were doing the beginning of Ola Moore, trying to sing all those parts on the beginning, I was running out of breath every time, and it was like being back in the choir in school and running out of breath, trying to sing Once in Royal Davis Is He all in one go. And Vincent Flood said, "Oh, it's all right, lay down on the floor, like, lay down on your back on the floor, go like that, you know, go like, ah." So I thought, what the hell is going on?
Did you ever put a bucket of water on the door?
No, we didn't. We played much worse jokes than that, which I am not ever going to repeat.
Did you recognise that bit, Andy?
I couldn't work out who the lady was. That looked like Downtown Julie Brown to me. But...
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
Was it?
I don't know, it's a bit of a low quality bit. But it was Good Morning Britain, I think, if anyone knows who hosted Good Morning Britain.
That wasn't Julie Powell, was it? That's too young for her. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's too young to be that person. She was.
So you've come a long way on the shyness. How are you feeling about your shyness now? Do you still consider yourself to be shy now?
I'm not so shy now, no, because I think you just get older. You know, when you're young, you're very shy and awkward. I think some children are, and as you grow older, you think, well, there's not really anything to apologise for, and it's nice not to be shy because you want to help other people when they're stuck and they're around and